Joshua, hi, Jim Delapine here. Let me just get it should be framed here. I just want to make sure. I want to give you some video feedback here, and I want to, this is what I came up with. I did a little fooling around. I think you do need some background here, so I'll show you how I arrived at that. So let me revert my document to be what it was when I first opened it. All right, that black area, I mean, it looks kind of cool, but there's more you can do with it. So I wanted to give you some tips on that. All right, so first of all, the text, I'm going to show you an alternate way. Okay, I appreciate that. Let me hide. Oh, I forgot to. All right, let me just do this here. Let me see. I need to type in text first. Let me put it on pause. Okay, so I now have text in 3 different layers. Okay, so I'm just showing you an alternate way. What I did also was I went to the web and got this pattern wallpaper here. I can give you the file if you want it, but I just, look for something to go in the background that's dark and does not compete with the character. So I'm just going to copy the image here, and then I'll go down to the background, and I see that that your image has this black area here. All right, that's part of an image. So you got this image from the web. It's a good quality image. It's fine. It's interesting. But I'm going to try. I need to paste that image within this area. So I'm going to show you how that's done. So I'm going to go to my Magic Wand tool. And the tolerance is at 32. So the Magic Wand tool selects similarly colored pixels. So I want to select basically this black area. All right, because I want to paste that image into that black area, all right, because this is a solid black. So with that layer active and my Magic Wand tool selected, I'll click on this background here. So it's selecting all of this area in here, so it's a little bit too much. So that's where adjusting the tolerance can come in handy. So and understanding what that is. So I'll try 20, deselect and try that. That's not working. All right, let's go back to 32, and I'll show you how we can get around this. All right, so I'm selecting 32. So the higher the number, the more pixels it'll select. But in this case, you've got these blank areas that it's picking up that you want to avoid. So I'm going to look at this in Quick Mask. All right, Quick Mask has been touched on already, I think. So if I go to Quick Mask, that's what we see here. So basically what you can do, I'll show you how to work with this in Quick Mask, is you can paint out any red areas that you don't want to appear, see? So I can do this. I can go to my paintbrush tool in right here, and let's see, it's 30, so with black as my foreground color, I can mask out these areas. Oops, I'm sorry, white is my foreground color. We'll get rid of any red areas. So basically, what you see here is a selection, but it's in color. All right, anything red here is a selection. So if I hit Q, just letter Q, it exits that selection. Hit Q again, it brings it in. I want this hole in here, so I can now add to it by clicking on the, I mean, I could actually go in there and paint it in. So if you really want to be particular, I would just paint this in. In Quick Mask, it's you're painting with in red by default, okay? But basically what I'm doing is painting to create a selection, which is kind of cool, all right, when you think about it. All right, so let me just increase my brush size here. So that's basically it. All right, I'll leave that as is. And now down here, there's a lot of red, so I would want to get rid of that. So I could quickly do it this way. Get a large paintbrush. And basically, I want to have white as my foreground color, so that will get rid of the red. So if I click here and shift click at the end, well, let me get rid of my layers palette. Shift click here, so it does a straight line. See, click and shift click. So now I could select this whole area. That's a quick way of doing this. And just, I can't delete it because it defaults to the background color. So what I could do is fill this with white. So Alt Delete fills it to foreground color. All right. So okay, Now, here's what all this means. It means that when I exit Quick Mask by clicking this icon right here or just simply hitting the letter Q, I have a selection that I can now paste that image into. So edit, paste special, paste into. All right. So what happened here? I have to go back because I must have, yeah, I copied something else. So I overrode the copying aspect of the clipboard. So I'll go back here and I'll right click and I'll copy this image. Then I'll drag Photoshop back and go to edit, paste special, paste into. So what that did was it pasted that image into that selection. So I'll show you what I mean when I scale this up. So Control T, click, drag, Shift will constrain the proportions, Alt will scale out from the center. So I'm going to drag it out to fill the whole area. And notice how it came in inside that as a mask. Okay, it's kind of the opposite. It's a layer mask, but it's not. You know, it's just different form. Okay, so now what I have to do is show everything again. So that's the pain in the neck part of this. So now I have to just go down and just, whoops, let me bring this over here and start showing everything. I can't all click again on that visibility icon. So there we go. All right, so now let me get rid of this. Where's that text? Here it is. I'll hide that. All right, oh, let me hide that. That was an extra that you had there, and I think you had a few extra things that were hidden, and now they are visible. All right, so, but you get the idea. So let me just hide what I think you want to hide. Okay, so yeah. All right, this looks not right. All right, so let's work with this text. All right, so these are on different layers. Okay, it doesn't matter that they're white. All right, because we're not going to use the color. I'm going to use the shape. So I'm going to hit Control. First of all, actually, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to click and shift click to select both of these. And let's see if I can do this to all three. I don't know if I can change the font for all three at the same time. So if I go to my text tool, I'm going to go to, let's see, Arial. Arial black. Yeah, I can do it. So I want it to be very thick. Okay. So now I'll go to Fantasia. I'm going to hit Control T. I'll scale this out, and I'm just going to make this big, and I'm going to stretch it, distort it. I want it to fill a lot of this background here. Okay. Hit Enter. Furniture. I'll scale that out. Control T. Okay, and I'll pull that out, and I'll just basically have it cover the whole background. That's actually not a bad idea, although that's going to be, so we won't see that, all right? So what I'm going to now do is Control click on the T icon for furniture, and Control Shift T for fairy. Never mind. Let's see. Control. This is not working. All right. Oh, no wonder why. Okay. No wonder. Never mind. All right. This and this. Okay. So what I did was I chose the wrong layers. I Control clicked the T icon in the text layer and Control Shift clicked the T icon in the other layer. So it added it to it. Okay. I'm now going to hide the white, go down to the background where that texture is, all right, and I'm going to hit Control, I'm going to select that layer, and I'm going to hit Control J. So what that did was, what happened to Fantasy? I wanted to hide that. So here's what that did. It copied that text to the layer above, all right, with that texture. Now what I'm going to do is double click on this layer that was copied, and see when I hit Control J with the selection, it copies what's in that selection and brings that to the layer above. So that's what I did. So now with the layer style option active, I'm going to click on Bevel and Emboss, and it's going to start to show you the results. I'm now applying a layer style to this text layer. Okay, so let's see, outer bevel there. If you select the Bevel and Emboss, you can get access to the settings, so you have to start to fool around with these settings here. All right, and you can also direct the light source here. If this little icon here, see this? So you can start to see this here. All right, so now what you can do is, I would experiment with this. Actually, to me, this is nice, just like this. But if you want to, you can, let's see. I don't know. Let's select a color overlay. Let's not choose, I don't know what I'm blending mode. Let's see. Let me burn. I don't know. I'm going to cancel out of that. Wait. I'm rushing because this is a long video. And I know when it gets too long, people tend to zone out. So let me just adjust this again. And look at this. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to leave that at that. Experiment with that with the settings. If you want to go back, you can double click on this FX, and that'll bring this up again, and you can continue to experiment. All right. So now I want to work with the word fairy. All right. So with fairy, I'm going to hit Control T. I'm actually going to put this on the wood in perspective. All right. I'm going to stretch this up. I'll make this a little larger and hit Enter, and then go to Edit, Transform Perspective. But I have to now first rasterize this type layer. Okay, so I right-clicked and selected Rasterize Type. Now it's no longer an editable font. Edit, Transform Perspective. All right, now I can drag this out and line it up with the actually, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. So here's what we do. We fake it. I'm going to hold down my Control key and pull. Oh, actually, I can't because of the perspective. All right, let me just hit undo that. I'm driving you crazy, aren't I? I'm going to hit Control T and then hold down my Control key and pull out one side. That allows you to custom distort this. See, I'm trying to match the perspective of the floorboards. All right, something like that would work. Yeah, see, unfortunately, this is not an even perspective. You know, it's got it at an angle, but this will now look better. So now I'll Control click here to make that a selection, hide the fairy layer, go down to the layer where the wood is, and do the same exact thing here. As a matter of fact, you can copy a layer style by holding down your Alt key and dragging this FX icon to this layer. It'll duplicate that effect, although it's not really that effective here, and I wonder why. Let's go take a look. I'm double clicking on the effects icon, Bevel and Emboss. That's interesting. Oh, wait a second. I did not do this. I forgot a step. So with this layer active, I hit Control J. All right. Now I've got that layer style in there. And this does not need this. So I apply the layer style to the entire layer. Mistake. All right. So now you could go in here and do stuff to this to make it more visible. All right. I want you to experiment with this. Experiment with the angle of the lighting. Oh, wait. Oops. Can't do that because it'll affect all unless you make this a smart layer. I don't want to get into that, but you can affect, let's see, color overlay. You can make that a different color. You can sample a brown here if you want. All right, you can work with blending modes. You can do whatever you want. All right, so I'll just hit OK to that. All right, this is very long. I'm going to stop. All right, I want you to work with this since it took such a long time to do this. All right, take care. Bye.